Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Marco. Marco was very restless. His mind was always full of thoughts. All day long, different ideas came and went, and these thoughts made him feel uneasy and tired. He often felt sad about his past and worried a lot about the future. His mind was like a storm. He couldn't feel calm, couldn't sleep well, and had even forgotten how to smile. One day, Marco heard about a faraway village in the hills. People said that a wise old man lived there, a man who used to be a famous psychologist in the city. He had helped many people in his life and had taught them how to find peace in their minds. Now he was old. He had left the busy life of the city and started living in a quiet village close to nature. Sometimes he gave advice to visitors. Marco became curious and hopeful. He decided he must go and meet this old man. Maybe this wise man can help me find peace, he thought. After many days of a long and tiring journey, Marco finally reached the village in the hills. There he saw a small house covered with greenery. On the porch, the old man was sitting quietly, his eyes closed, looking very peaceful. Marco walked up to him and said softly, "Grandfather, my mind is very restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and gave a calm smile. "So you are looking for peace? Then come with me. I will give you a small task." He led Marco to his little yard, filled a glass of water completely to the top, and handed it to him. "Walk from here to the edge of the village, and then come back. But remember, you must not spill even one drop of water." Marco looked surprised, but he wanted to do his best, so he accepted the challenge. Holding the glass carefully, he began walking. The road was narrow and busy. Some people were walking, some were running. Shopkeepers were calling to customers, and dogs were barking. But Marco did not look around. His eyes stayed only on the glass. Step by step, he walked slowly and carefully. People looked at him with curiosity, but no one disturbed him. They knew he was learning something important. Finally, Marco returned to the old man and said proudly, "Grandfather, I did it. I didn't spill even one drop of water." The old man nodded and smiled. Then he asked, "That's good. But tell me, did you see the children playing on the side of the road? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Marco looked surprised. "No, I didn't see or hear anything. I was only focusing on the glass." The old man smiled again and said gently, "That is the secret. Something that was always inside you, but you didn't know. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no space for fear, no confusion, and no extra thoughts.
You were only thinking about the water in the glass. At that moment, your mind became completely quiet. You were not sad about the past, and you were not afraid of the future.
Slowly, Marco began to understand. This was the peace he had been searching for. Peace is not something we find outside. It is already inside us when we live in the present moment. Marco bowed his head and said softly, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must keep my mind in this moment. That is when real peace comes." The old man smiled once more. The sun was setting, and the last light touched the ground. Birds were flying back to their nests. Marco started walking home. But now he was not the same restless young man. He had changed. He was peaceful inside, because now he knew how to quiet the mind.